and the quiet town of Eldridge. A hidden secret lay dormant within the walls of the historic Eldridge Hotel. It was during a mundane renovation of this old hotel, a relic from the bygone era, that workers stumbled upon a chilling discovery: a forgotten room, sealed off from the world. Within its confines, they unearthed evidence of a heinous crime lost to time: a decades-old murder. This discovery sent shockwaves through the community, reopening old wounds and unearthing questions that many thought were long buried. The current owner of the hotel, a direct descendant of the original proprietors, found themselves ensnared in a whirlwind of suspicion and fear. Could their own lineage be tainted by a murderous past? As the news spread like wildfire, the local police department reopened the case, diving deep into the labyrinth of the hotel's history. The investigation was meticulous, with detectives combing through archives, interviewing aged residents, and sifting through decades of dust and silence in the once-forgotten room. The walls of the room whispered secrets of a dark past, each layer of peeling wallpaper and each creaking floorboard telling a story of despair and doom. The scent of decay and mystery hung heavy in the air as forensic teams worked tirelessly, reconstructing the scene of the crime. Piece by piece, the story of the forgotten room began to unfold. A tale of betrayal, wrath, and a life taken too soon. As the investigation delved deeper, the town's inhabitants watched with bated breath. Rumors swirled, fingers were pointed, and the hotel's owner grappled with the horrifying possibility that their family legacy might be marred by bloodshed. Amidst the chaos, the specter of the unknown killer lingered, a shadow from the past haunting the present. The community, once a picturesque postcard of tranquility, now wrestled with the grim reality of its history. The Eldridge Hotel, a landmark of heritage and pride, had become the epicenter of a mystery that threatened to unravel the fabric of the town. Every clue uncovered led to more questions than answers. Who was the victim? Why was this crime concealed for so long? And most importantly, who among them was capable of such a brutal act? As the investigation continued, the town of Eldridge found itself in the grip of a gripping narrative, one that intertwined the fate of a family with the darkest corners of human nature. This was no ordinary crime scene. It was a portal to the past, a reminder of the sins that can lie hidden beneath the surface of even the most idyllic settings. The forgotten room in the Eldridge Hotel had become the stage for a tale of intrigue and tragedy, a story that would captivate and horrify in equal measure. The investigation was not just a quest for justice, but a journey into the heart of the unknown. The detectives, experienced in the grim dance of crime and punishment, found themselves navigating a maze of half-truths and shadows. Each lead they followed, each piece of evidence they uncovered, only served to deepen the mystery. For the current owner of the hotel, the revelations unearthed in the forgotten room were a source of torment. The possibility that their own bloodline was intertwined with such a grim chapter of history was a burden too heavy to bear. The weight of legacy and the specter of inherited guilt became a silent, constant companion. As the story of the forgotten room unraveled, it captivated not just the residents of Eldridge, but also those far beyond the town's borders. The tale was one of timeless intrigue, echoing the chilling narratives of classic true crime stories. People were drawn to the enigma, to the blend of history and horror that the Eldridge Hotel now represented. Meanwhile, the detectives, relentless in their pursuit of truth, found themselves facing an intricate puzzle. Each clue seemed to weave a more complex web, linking the present to a past long thought to be dormant. The investigation was more than a simple case. It was a journey through time, unearthing the layers of a story buried under years of silence and neglect. The community, once a tight-knit tapestry of neighbors and friends, now looked upon each other with suspicion and unease. The revelation of the forgotten room had shattered the illusion of their peaceful existence, revealing that beneath the veneer of small-town charm could lie secrets dark and deep. In the midst of this turmoil, the hotel's owner grappled with a personal crisis. The legacy of their family, once a source of pride, now cast a long, ominous shadow over their life. The struggle between preserving family honor and seeking the truth became a central theme of their existence. As the investigation continued, with each passing day, the forgotten room revealed more of its grim secrets. The walls, once silent guardians of the past, now seemed to echo with the whispers of a tale untold. The investigators, seasoned in the art of uncovering hidden truths, felt the weight of history pressing down upon them. Each fragment of evidence, each subtle hint of the past, added to the growing tapestry of the narrative. The community watched, their eyes fixed on the unfolding drama. The Eldridge Hotel, once a symbol of historical grandeur, had become the heart of a mystery that transcended time. The story of the forgotten room was not just about a crime. It was about the fragility of human nature, the secrets that families keep, and the lengths to which people will go to protect their own. As the layers of the story were peeled back, the truth about the decades-old murder began to take shape. Yet with each revelation, the complexity of the human heart was laid bare. The investigation was no longer just a search for a perpetrator. It had become a deep dive into the labyrinth of human emotions and motivations. The owner of the hotel, caught in the eye of the storm, found themselves at a crossroads. The journey to uncover the truth about their family's past was fraught with emotional turmoil and moral dilemmas. The legacy of the forgotten room was a testament to the enduring power of secrets and the unyielding grip of the past. As the story reached its climax, the town of Eldridge braced for the final revelations. The forgotten room, once a hidden chapter in the hotel's history, had become the key to understanding a mystery that had captivated the hearts and minds of all who heard it. The tale of the Eldridge Hotel and its hidden room was a poignant reminder that behind every facade lies a story waiting to be told, a truth waiting to be discovered. In the heart of the once thriving Eldridge town, the mystery of the forgotten room began to intertwine with the lives of its residents, especially that of the current hotel owner, Sarah Eldridge. Sarah, a descendant of the original owners, found her life enveloped in the shadow of her family's legacy. Raised in the grandeur of the Eldridge Hotel, she grew up amidst tales of its glorious past and the enigmatic charm that the hotel exuded. Sarah's upbringing was marked by the warmth and care of her parents. Her father, a man of elegance and wisdom, instilled in her a love for history and a deep respect for the family legacy. Her mother, equally affectionate, nurtured in Sarah a sense of pride and belonging to the Eldridge lineage. The family's bond was unbreakable, and Sarah's childhood was filled with the laughter and joy that echoed through the halls of the historic hotel. As Sarah grew, she developed a keen interest in the hotel's history, often exploring its nooks and crannies, each room telling a story of the past. Her curiosity knew no bounds, and she reveled in the tales of guests who had once walked the corridors of the Eldridge. Her education was thorough, a mix of traditional schooling and the rich experiential learning that the hotel provided. Her father's library became her sanctuary, where she delved into books about law, history, and the art of hospitality. Upon reaching adulthood, Sarah's life took a turn when she met Jonathan, a charming and ambitious businessman. Despite their age difference, a spark ignited between them, leading to a whirlwind romance. Their union brought forth 3 beautiful children, each bearing the Eldridge name with pride. Sarah, however, found her dreams of furthering her education put on hold as she embraced the roles of wife and mother with dedication. The marriage, initially a portrait of happiness, gradually began to fray at the edges. The age gap, once insignificant, started to manifest in daily life, leading to disagreements and tension. Jonathan, aware of the impact their conflicts had on their children, made the difficult decision to part ways with Sarah. What followed was a lengthy and emotionally charged legal battle over the custody of their children. The court proceedings were complex, involving assessments by family law specialists and psychologists. Despite recommendations favoring Jonathan, the final verdict surprisingly granted Sarah custody of their 2 older children, with the youngest being placed under the care of Jonathan's sister. This decision, clouded in controversy, would later prove to be a pivotal moment in the unfolding drama. In a twist of events, Sarah's struggle for custody revealed motivations that went beyond parental love. Once granted custody, she entrusted the care of her children to her mother, choosing to pursue a life of independence and rediscovery. Legal disputes over alimony payments soon followed, with Jonathan asserting his financial responsibility, despite lacking tangible proof of his claims. Remarkably, during this tumultuous period, Sarah's own mother stood in defense of Jonathan, attesting to his character as a devoted father and husband. Despite this, Sarah maintained a semblance of involvement in her children's lives, visiting them frequently and spending weekends together. It was amidst this backdrop of legal battles and personal rediscovery that Sarah encountered Victor, a mysterious figure who would later become central to the enigma of the Forgotten Room. Victor, younger than Sarah and with an air of enigmatic allure, captivated her from their first meeting. His long black hair, striking white contact lenses, an aura of a mystic biker made him an intriguing presence. Victor's background, marked by a troubled childhood under the care of a strict father, evoked a sense of empathy in Sarah. His stories of hardship and resilience resonated with her, drawing her closer to him. Unbeknownst to Sarah, Victor's past was a complex web of half-truths and manipulations, a fact that would only come to light as the mystery of the Forgotten Room unraveled. As their relationship deepened, Sarah and Victor moved in together, with Victor gradually becoming a part of the Eldridge family. His charm and affability won over Sarah's mother, who saw in him a figure of strength and perseverance. However, beneath Victor's captivating facade lay a darker reality, one that would soon intertwine with the grim history of the Eldridge Hotel. The stage was set, the players in place, and as the story of the Forgotten Room continued to unfold, the past and present of the Eldridge family began to weave a narrative steeped in mystery, suspense, and hidden truths waiting to be uncovered. Victor's life before meeting Sarah Eldridge was a tapestry of quiet resilience and unspoken challenges. Born in 1987, his early years were spent under the stern eye of his father. The nature of their relationship, whether oppressive or nurturing, remained a mystery to those around them. Victor, however, learned to adapt, his environment shaping him into a person skilled at navigating life's complexities. In school, Victor was an exemplary student, his intelligence shining through his academic achievements. Graduating with honors, he harbored aspirations for higher education, but financial constraints limited his options. This setback led him to the doors of a motorcycle repair shop, where he found not just a job, but a passion that would define much of his life. Victor's fascination with motorcycles grew into an integral part of his identity. He became a part of the local biker community, his presence marked by his distinctive style: black clothes, eye makeup, painted nails, and his signature white contact lenses. Despite his outward appearance, Victor was known as a law-abiding citizen, his record clean of even minor infractions. However, beneath this veneer of normalcy, there were fleeting moments when a different side of Victor surfaced. Neighbors recalled isolated incidents that hinted at something more sinister. One such instance involved Victor in an unsettling act with a chicken, an act that unnerved those who witnessed it. Sarah's parents initially viewed Victor with a mix of curiosity and apprehension. His kindness and attentiveness toward Sarah and her children seemed genuine, yet a troubling piece of information cast a shadow over this idyllic picture. Victor had a daughter from a previous relationship, and a restraining order prohibited him from approaching her. This revelation raised questions, but Sarah's stepfather's discreet inquiries revealed nothing alarming about Victor's day-to-day life. He appeared to be a normal individual, devoted to Sarah and her children. The dynamics within the family began to shift when Sarah's mother faced health challenges, and the care of the grandchildren was transferred to Sarah and Victor. Around the same time, the youngest daughter, Angela, returned to live with them, uniting the family under one roof. They moved into a larger house, a seemingly perfect setting for a happy family life. However, this semblance of stability was short-lived. Financial hardships soon plagued the family, with Victor's mother occasionally stepping in to assist. Sarah's mother remained unaware of these struggles, only occasionally seeing her daughter and grandchildren when they visited for meals. As financial pressures mounted, the relationship between Sarah and Victor began to fray. Concerning signs emerged, though Sarah never openly voiced any issues. A significant altercation led to Sarah cutting Victor's long hair in a fit of revenge, a drastic action that hinted at deep-seated issues within their relationship. Victor, under threat of Sarah leaving him, faced the pressure of finding a stable, well-paying job. The last interaction between Sarah and her mother seemed normal, with no indication of the turmoil that lay beneath. They chatted amicably over tea, with Sarah picking up her children from her mother's house. The following day, a brief phone call between Sarah and her mother discussed mundane affairs, with a promise to speak again later. Unbeknownst to those around them, the strain within Sarah and Victor's household was reaching a breaking point. The tension, financial struggles, and unresolved issues were creating a volatile atmosphere, a ticking time bomb that threatened to explode at any moment. As the story of the forgotten room continued to unfold, the lives of Sarah, Victor, and their family were spiraling towards a tragic climax, a convergence of past secrets and present turmoil that would soon shake the very foundations of the Eldridge Hotel and the town of Eldridge itself. As days turned into agonizing silence, Sarah's mother, increasingly fraught with worry, tried repeatedly to reach her daughter and grandchildren. Her calls and messages went unanswered, an eerie quiet that was out of character for the usually communicative family. In a desperate attempt, she reached out to Victor, but he too remained unreachable, deepening her sense of foreboding. Finally, on a cold Wednesday morning, February 7th, Victor responded. His voice, calm and composed, assured her that all was well and promised that Sarah would soon contact her to explain everything. He pleaded with her not to worry, a request that felt increasingly hollow as the hours ticked by without a word from Sarah. The uneasy silence persisted, leading Sarah's parents to a dreadful realization. Something horrific had transpired. Their worst fears were confirmed when law enforcement officers contacted them with news that shattered their world. The details of the tragedy that unfolded in the house were beyond comprehension. Victor, upon his arrest, immediately began cooperating with the police. His confession was chillingly detailed, showing no signs of remorse or desire for leniency. He recounted the events of that fateful Sunday morning, February 4th, when an argument with Sarah escalated into unimaginable violence. In a fit of rage, Victor inflicted fatal injuries upon Sarah, leaving her lifeless body locked in their bedroom. He manipulated the situation, sending Sarah's eldest child, Daniela, to the store, and in her absence, he committed unspeakable acts against the younger children. The house, once filled with the laughter and love of a family, had turned into a scene of unspeakable horror. Victor's actions were calculated and cold. He lied to the youngest child, Araman, taking him to his aunt's house under false pretenses, only to return later and complete his heinous acts. The brutality of his crimes was staggering, his motives rooted in a dark and twisted psyche. Investigators delved into Victor's background, uncovering a troubling financial situation that had pushed the family to the brink. His acquaintances spoke of his growing despair over monetary disputes within the family, a narrative corroborated by Victor's mother. She painted a picture of a son overwhelmed by the demands of providing for a family in dire straits. However, the extreme nature of the crimes suggested something more sinister than mere financial desperation. The preliminary autopsy reports revealed a harrowing truth. Sarah and her daughters had been subjected to abuse. This revelation was further supported by messages found on Sarah's phone, indicating her growing concern over Victor's inappropriate behavior towards Angela. The investigation took a disturbing turn as Sarah's mother recounted Victor's peculiarly close relationship with Angela, raising suspicions that the murders were an attempt to conceal his wrongful acts against the child. Forensic evidence confirmed the abuse, though it remained unclear whether it occurred before or after their deaths. A psychiatric evaluation of Victor painted the portrait of a man suffering from antisocial personality disorder, characterized by a lack of guilt and conscience. His actions not only devastated a family, but also sent shockwaves through the community, leaving a lasting impact on the town of Eldridge. The story of the Forgotten Room had taken a dark turn, intertwining the past mysteries of the Eldridge Hotel with a present-day tragedy. As the investigation continued, the layers of Victor's deceit and the depth of his crimes became increasingly evident, revealing a tale of horror that echoed through the halls of the hotel and the streets of Eldridge. The community, once united by the charm of their historic town, now found themselves bound by a shared sense of loss and disbelief at the atrocities committed within their midst. The trial of Victor, for the murder of Sarah Eldridge and her 3 children, commenced in January 2019, drawing to a close in just 2 days. A swift yet profound proceeding that resonated deeply within the community of Eldridge. The courtroom was a crucible of emotion and revelation, with testimony from a spectrum of experts, investigators, witnesses, and friends of Victor. Among the witnesses was Crystal, Victor's close friend, who disclosed that on the day of his arrest, Victor entrusted her with all his social media passwords and his mother's contact information, a move that, in hindsight, seemed like a preparation for his departure from life. Another friend recounted a chilling confession made by Victor days before his arrest. A confession so harrowing that it was initially dismissed as a dark jest. The trial painted a picture of Victor that contrasted starkly with the quiet, unassuming figure known to his neighbors, teachers, and co-workers. His distinctive appearance had always set him apart, but none who knew him had ever sensed the undercurrents of darkness that lay beneath. Victor's childhood diagnosis of attention deficit disorder was brought to light, but as his mother attested, it had never posed significant challenges to him or the family. A total of 18 witnesses, including 2 forensic experts, took the stand, unveiling the gruesome details of the crime. The revelations were so shocking that even Victor's mother, overwhelmed by the magnitude of her son's actions, implored the court to impose the severest penalty. She expressed her profound sorrow to Sarah's family and asked for their forgiveness for the unspeakable acts committed by her son. Victor Alexander, standing trial, admitted his guilt, accepting responsibility for the heinous acts he had committed. His apology to the victim's family and the community was a somber acknowledgement of the irreversible harm he had caused. He expressed his understanding that by ending his life, he would have evaded the consequences of his actions. The court sentenced Victor to the maximum penalty available under the Dominican Republic's judicial system at the time, 30 years in prison. At the age of 30, this sentence meant that he could potentially walk free later in life, a prospect that stirred profound unease within the national consciousness. The tragic case of Sarah and her children catalyzed a fervent call for reform in the Dominican Republic's criminal code, a legal framework dating back to 1844 that lacked provisions for cumulative punishment for multiple crimes. The public and legislative bodies alike recognized the urgent need for an updated criminal code, one that could have subjected Victor to a much longer sentence, potentially up to 60 years. In the aftermath of the trial, Sarah's mother, despite her deep-seated grief, expressed a sense of closure with the outcome. The biological father of the children, however, grappled with a different kind of torment. He lamented that if only the judge had heeded the advice of experts during the custody battle, this tragedy might have been averted. The story of the Forgotten Room thus concluded not just with the resolution of a crime, but also with a profound impact on the legal system and the collective conscience of the Eldridge community. The Eldridge Hotel, a silent witness to decades of history, now stood as a testament to the depths of human depravity and the enduring quest for justice. In the quiet town of Eldridge, life moved on, but the echoes of the tragedy lingered in the halls of the hotel and in the hearts of its residents. The Forgotten Room, once a hidden chamber of secrets, had revealed a story that would be etched in the annals of the town's history, a grim reminder of the darkness that can lurk beneath the surface of seemingly ordinary lives.
Thanks for exploring the chilling world of true crime with us. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and click the bell button for more mysteries and criminal insights. Stay alert, stay curious, and keep unraveling the mysteries. Until next time, take care.